Walking with the people. Royalty convenes. This is a great concept.
Understand this, though. Peace
The
cannot
voice
be made
acting.
by politicians. We must unite with our people. That above all else, in fact.
Unite with our people. I think what you're saying is we must do our best to understand them.
This is...
I have an advantage there. I grew up in Ram Village, far from the seat of power.
What? Were you not the heir to the Regalian Empire?
This is pretty cool.
I was, but I didn't know a thing about it until long after I joined the Deliverance and fought many battles. Those days in the village will always mean much to me. Thanks to my upbringing, I understand the lives of the common people, their hopes, their struggles.
In the back alleys of Navasa, I learned many of life's hardest lessons firsthand. After we left, we lived on the run, sleeping rough. Day-to-day survival was itself a struggle.
Isn't it a bit rude to just
You
float around
poor
like that?
thing. But look at all that's changed for you, from the back alleys to the head of the parade.
I myself was brought up in the family of the Marquess Foray, but I have always felt close to the people. When we fought Nurgle, everyone came together.
Oh boy.
Common folk, soldiers, travelers. All that I learned by their sides has nourished my spirit.
They're
So
so...
out of the four of us, perhaps only Queen Camilla has spent her life in a palace.
Oh, wow, singling her out.
Yes, it is true that I was born and raised in a castle, but my childhood was far from carefree. My mother suffered many hardships due to her position. I have been a pawn in power struggles for as long as I can remember. I was even targeted by an assassin.
It seems living in a palace offers no promise of an easy life.
I've come to know the people, too. I've worked in a weapon shop, an armory, and even a lottery.
Yes.
I have a difficult time imagining you behind a counter selling weapons.
Well, it wasn't just me all by myself. My family helped.
And everyone else in
Each
the
of
troop.
us may possess the bearing of a hero, but we all have our own connection to the people.
All right, that's pretty good. To be continued. We'll watch the second one in a moment, guys. All right, but real quick, I want to watch this with you guys because I heard it was being voice acted, and that already piqued my interest. But it was actually pretty well done. It shows the people at IS actually doing the research to know the characters and to put this together. As I've always said, Heroes always lacked interaction between heroes. It never really made sense, you know, if you think about it. Because all these great heroes from all the different kinds of worlds come together, right? Say all the wielders of the Falchion, say Alm, for example, say Marth, say Lucina, say whatever. But they don't interact with each other, really, right? They might mention or talk about something very hardly interactive or hardly mentioning of somebody else. Even though, realistically, if these characters existed, if they were together, they would have genuine, true conversations. And this is exactly that. It makes a lot of sense for the CYL heroes to do this because, you know, they're the heroes of the month, essentially, and of course, them all voting together, all of them being of great status or importance to stories and whatnot. So to see their different kind of points of view come out together is pretty damn cool. But the opening part, I right away disagreed with. Come on, Eliwood. Understand this though: peace cannot be made by politicians. Bruh, you're literally royalty here. You're royalty. Who votes for the politicians? The people. So what? The royals should be in command, in charge? Man, but you know what? That's totally his point of view, given everything he's gone through, right? So it makes sense. But I'm just saying, you put all that stuff together, you get to some pretty interesting tidbits, just like that. If anything, guys, historically, royals don't do such a good job. That's why we are living in a system where politicians, but you all know that. You're in modern day. He's not. But I'm just saying, like, see that? The characters, their experiences, their history, shaping their beliefs. It's a nice showing. Must unite with our people. Royals uniting with the people. That's kind of hard to do, huh? But yeah, it's important for a royal to understand people. I think Camilla is legitimately the most understanding of people here, as weird as that sounds. Because, you know, she wasn't actually... She's a royal, sure, thoroughbred royal. Never been really among the people and whatnot. But she's really understanding of people. This part I didn't really like so much. Man, I have an advantage there. I grew up in Ram Village, far from the seat of power. Yes, you did. You did. And I guess anyone who's playing Heroes and then plays Echoes would know that. Would know your eventual ending and what you become. So I guess it's not that big of a spoiler, but still. Were you not the heir to the Regalian Empire? Camilla with the straight up spoil everybody who hasn't played Echoes. Cause isn't that supposed to be a big reveal? You always knew there's something up with Alm. You always knew there's something special happening in this small little village, but straight up, did you know that from the start? It's a spoiler. It is a spoiler. See? I was, but I didn't know a thing about it until long after. Yeah, so that kind of just spoils the story a bit, but that's a bit rough. I get it, though. If you really want to make these things special, you can't be afraid to spoil some things. Now, Micaiah's a bit weird because I'm pretty sure, as I recall, Micaiah is actually like unaging, or she ages extremely slowly. So if I remember correctly, she raised Sothis basically when he was a kid. So how much hardship had she gone through and all that stuff it's probably incredible. So yeah, that's what she's talking about. Unless I'm mistaken. After we left, we lived on the run, sleeping rough. Day-to-day survival was itself a struggle. Yeah, I mean, in the medieval times, most people exerted their energy to try and get food and survive. Shelter. Oh, Soth! Sorry, what? Oh my god, I'm tired. Your brain takes shortcuts. S-O-T-H. And then you go to the first thing coming to your mind. Obviously, for me, that was Lolly. It's Soth. You know who I meant. It's just really interesting that she's just floating around like this while talking. And the speech bubbles coming up on their heads. You know what that reminds me of, guys? It reminds me that they're like typing to each other. Anyways. When we fought Nurgle, everyone came together. Common folk, soldiers, travelers. I don't think you know Nurgle's a villain right away, so another minor spoiler. This, though, Micaiah just singling her out. A thoroughbred royal. A bit of edge to that. But the voice actor didn't betray any of it. Why aren't their mouths moving? Well, that takes extra struggle. But this is really cool how they put it all together. Isn't the assassination thing also reveal? Anyways, there's a lot of minor spoilers here. So maybe if you are afraid of spoilers, don't bother with this. But yeah, I've come to know the people too. I've worked in a weapon shop, an armory, and even a lottery. I think she was referring to when you have your castle experiences in Fates. And of course, you can have anybody show up as, you know, in the weapon shop to buy things from the lottery, armory, and all that stuff. So again, putting it all together and referencing the games is pretty cool for players of the games. For people especially who played multiple games, this is probably even bigger for them. I'm really glad they actually did this, because it's not that difficult. If you think about it, how many lines does each voice actor voice for each of these characters, right? Maybe 20 lines, right? Not that many lines. If you have their time, having them speak out like 5 extra sentences, 10 extra sentences or whatever, and just making one of these videos is huge for the fans. So that's why I'm really impressed by these. Anyways, the writing's not bad at all. The reference to games, having the right people in charge of this has been pretty cool. So that was number 1. We're about to do number 2 in a moment. But yeah, I'm impressed so far. But number 2 just came out an hour ago, so let's see it. Aurora convenes a view from the throne. Is this going to be the same characters? I actually don't know. Oh, same characters.
Another exhilarating fight.
Princess Camilla. No, my apologies. Camilla, Queen of Nor. You certainly seem to be enjoying yourself in Asker.
Indeed, I am never bored. It's much better than being trapped on my throne.
Wait. She doesn't care about Corin anymore?
You?
It is a tedious business, don't you find? Granting audiences, conferring decorations, politicking.
That voice actor's doing really well.
Day in,
Damn.
day out. All I look forward to is my bath before bed.
What a
I
queen.
understand what you mean, at least a little. Since ascending the throne of Dayan, half my time is spent sitting there. Sometimes
Should you
I
really
look
say
back on
that?
my fortune-telling days with Soth rather fondly.
I suppose that the responsibilities of rule demand that we cast aside our previous roles.
Yes, it does.
Fighting on the front lines isn't what makes a hero, mind you. In times of peace, the powerful lend their strength to the people in the form of support.
Valentia was torn apart by war. I must rebuild it, that everyone may live in peace.
I made a promise to my sister that Dayan would rebuild, and together with Benyon, step into the future.
That's another minor spoiler. Alright. I think the first episode was quite a bit better, guys. The second episode was not bad at all, but still. A view from the throne. Yeah, they're all royalty at this point, so makes sense. I wonder how many of these they wrote, because these are pretty well written. So these are meant to be read afterwards after you use these characters. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I still haven't pulled my CYL hero. I still haven't done the free summon or the 100% summon. So this doesn't really work out for me. Wait, how many people even have all 4 CYL heroes? How many people can actually like completely fall in line with this? But I get it. You gotta put in some creative liberties and just make some assumptions if you really wanna bring people in. I know, I will eventually summon, but I'm just waiting to see who I pull. I'm probably gonna do at least one full circle. Anyways, Eliwood tripping up here is kind of cute, but it does seem a bit strange. They don't mention anybody that they really care for. Oh no, that's not true. Micaiah mentions Soth, right? But I'm just surprised Alma hasn't mentioned, you know, Celica. Camilla clearly doesn't even mention Corin, which is weird because she dotes on her little brother so much. Or maybe there's just the assumption that everyone has a Corin. Because remember, guys, Corin was a hero spotlight. But then most people just made him into a combat manual, so maybe it doesn't work like that. Or maybe she prefers him as a combat manual. That way she gets to go over Corin. That's actually really weird. How would she even take it if you make Corin to combat manual and you present it to anyways, let's stop thinking about that. But she's right. Being a royalty is rough. Granting audiences, conferring decoration, politicking. It's hard being a royal, even though, you know, you're born into it. It's actually really boring stuff. You have so much appearances to give, and you have to look out for your appearance. And like any thought, there I said it, thought, you want a bath before bed. Good for your skin. Good to help you relax, help you sleep. Since ascending the throne of Dane. I guess they have to establish that she too is royalty, but bruh, that's like one of the big reveals at the end of Radiant Dawn. Because when you first start out with the Dawn Brigade, it starts out a lot like Path of Radiance in a way, where you're in this back alley, you're nobody, you don't even know what the entire point of the game is. Like, you know, you're just on the run. That's how the game starts. So for the ending to be, you're on the throne of Dane, you've literally okay, I won't spoil the rest of stuff. You've done big shit, let's just say that. But that throne of Dane part is pretty significant. You know, becoming the priestess and then becoming much more than that, right? Anyways. I guess you still have to, like, mention that. But yeah, I'm glad they mentioned Soth. The fortune-telling days with Soth rather fondly. Yeah, they were on the run, and then that's how they made some money, right? So that's kind of cute that they mentioned that. I suppose that the responsive rule demand that we cast aside our previous roles. Yep, you can't really keep your lives. I mean, it's hard. At least all of these characters are great fighters, right? Except Micaiah. Micaiah actually wasn't that great in Radiant Dawn. People keep thinking she's that great, but she's more of a specialist hero, just like she is in this game. I made a promise to my sister. Ooh, who could that be? Big hint. She's in Tempest Trials. That Dane would rebuild him together with Benyon. I mean, I guess that gives it away. Her sister is Sigrid. I'm joking. It's not Sigrid, but I guess that's your hint. I don't want to spoil it for everybody. Somebody in chat's gonna spoil it anyways. Anyways, pretty cool. 2 episodes in. A minute long. What do you guys think of these? These are pretty cool, aren't they? It's nice that they finally took some of the money that they earned from these banners and just reinvested it into a better player experience. They also look really nice too. You spoiled it, Nims. I didn't spoil anything. You watched them backwards? Did I? Oh, I watched them backwards. Oh, crap! I realized that now because I remember looking at it and it says August 20th. So I started from there because I looked into my I looked at the date and time. It says it's August 21st right now. So I was just like, okay. So it came out yesterday. Says tired Nimious as I start the video. My bad. My bad. So my experience is gonna be different from your experiences. That's why I said that I think the second one was stronger. I mean, I think the first one was stronger, which actually means the second one was stronger. So in reality, they built from the first one and did a better job on the second one. So actually, they're doing a great job. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the rest of these. These are pretty damn cool.